Okay, Leon, I am back and I found that poem. And I know we're not in phonics, but I want to read you this poem. All right, I can't really hold it up and show you, so I'm just going to read it. Ella Telephony. Once there was an elephant who tried to use the telephone. No, I mean an elephone who tried to use the telephone. Dear me, I'm not certain quite that even now I've got it right. However it was, he got his trunk entangled in the telephone. The more he tried to get it free, the louder buzzed the telephone. I fear I'd better drop this song of Ella Fop and Telephone. That was written by Laura E. Richards. I love that poem. I've known that poem for many years, and I love that poem. All right, enough of that. So back to math. We're looking at coordinate graphs. I think you're going to like coordinate graphs, and I'm sure you can do much harder coordinate graphs, but they're going to start you really simple. Now, coordinate graphs for me is completely difficult because do you know what a gyroscope is? A gyroscope is like my iPad. Watch this. I'm going to show you something. Let me get on. Maybe I'll just go to like Facebook. Give me just a second. Oh, it's locking up. Here it comes. All right. Oh, so we have some pictures. Oh, did you see it turn? So Facebook is turning according to which way I have my iPad turned, because you're supposed to read it like this. It's supposed to be read like this. So when you turn it on the side, it goes like this. So it knows which way you're turning it so it can rearrange itself. Well, when you're driving, you have to rearrange yourself. You go down a street, you turn left, and you go somewhere else. But when you have to go back, you have to turn right because you have to go opposite. So my brain will not flip. My gyroscope does not work. But a coordinate graph is all about spacing and rearranging spaces. And if you can see it in your mind, you can do it. But I have trouble seeing it in my mind. I don't have good pictures in my mind of spaces. So I have a little bit of a deficit. So let's just see if you're good at it or not. Now, I can learn to do it. I'm just not proficient. So we'll see how you do. An ordered pair. Now, every graph, every coordinate graph looks like this. They're all squares. Okay? And it's like, have you ever played the game called a Battleship? That is a game where you have a coordinate graph. And you have to put little pegs in the corners. And before you ever start the game, you put your, it's a graph just like this. You put your ships in different corners. And people will call it out. And they'll say 2, 4. And you got to go 2 all the way down to 4. So you're on row 2 and row 4. Up, put a peg there. And if you've got a ship there, you say hit. And if they get all of your ships out, you win. Or they win. All right. So every coordinate graph has numbers on the bottom and numbers on the side. Now it's important to look at how the numbers start. The numbers start over here at 0. Are you listening? And they go across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the numbers get bigger as they go out and they get bigger as they go up. Now you're not going to learn it yet, but there is a coordinate graph that goes down below 0 into, it's called negative numbers. Okay, it's completely different thinking, but negative numbers exist. They are just like if you spend too much money out of your checking account, you don't have it in there. Like if you spent $10 and you were already at 0, you are $10 in the negative, and the bank is going to charge you because they had to come up with the money, and they're going to charge you a lot for that. So negative is in the opposite of 0. We have negative temperatures, negative money numbers. We can have a lot of different negative numbers. All right, so we call it an ordered pair. Do you see the blue 4 and the red 3? All right, the first number 4 tells how many got to go across. So you have to go 4 across. And the second number tells you how many to move up. 1, 2, 3. So you go over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and go up 3. 1, 2, 3. Bing! That's where the boot is. So if you have a map, they actually have coordinate lines, and they're called latitude, laying down, longitude, going up and down. And a plane is flying, and he says, "I'm at," and he'll give the longitude and latitude numbers, and they can plot him on a map. where he is. And actually they have computers to do it now. But that's how you pinpoint exactly where you are on Earth. And I'm sure that all these GPSs on phones, I'm sure they're using latitude and longitude, and they're pinpointing exactly where you are. All right, so the first number, what is the first number of an ordered pair? There's always two numbers, the across number and the up number. That's called an ordered pair, okay? So the first number tells you across. The second number of the ordered pair tells you how many to go up, okay? Let's look at this. So we have animals in a cave. I didn't know all these animals live in a cave. How can you use ordered pairs to locate objects on a coordinate graph? All right, it says circle the animals that are located at the ordered pair. Look at number 1, 2, 3. So the first number of an ordered pair, go across. 1, 2. Go up to 3. 1, 2, 3. What is it? A spider. All right, let's look at number 2. It's 5, 1. What does the 5 represent? How many to go across? The 1 is how many up? What do you see? A fish. Very good. Number 3 is 3, 2. The first number goes across. It's an ordered pair. 1, 2, 3. The second number goes up. 1, 2. What's right there? A salamander. Now let's look at these questions. It says write the ordered pair to tell the animal's location. All right, so we're going to go across first because that's the first number in an ordered pair is across. Across. All right, so they want to know where the bat is. So let's go across to find out. All the way to 4. So that's the first number in the ordered pair is a 4. Then put a comma. Now let's go and see how far up we have to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ding, 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 ding. He's at the intersection of 4 and 5. So my first one is 4. My second number tells how far up to go. It's at 5. Where's the frog? All right, let's go across first. He is also at number 5. No, the other one, the bat was at 4. So he is at 5. My first number is to go across 5. Now how many up? 1, 2, 3. Are you getting this? Does your brain work on coordinate pairs? I think your brain probably does work on coordinate pairs because you have a good spatial mind. You are good with pictures. You can see what you want to draw and how it should look, so that lets me know you have a good spatial mind. So it's 5 and 3. The first number tells you across. The next one tells you up. And what is it called? Ordered pair. Number 6. Where is the spider? All right, so how many over? Go across. What did you get? I'm going to write mine down and we'll check it in a minute. And how many up? All right, I got an ordered pair of 2, 3. 1, 2, that's where he is. And I went up 1 section, 2 sections, 3 sections. Where the lines cross, there are dots there. You can put a dot there. And that's how you count it, is where the lines cross. All right, on a crawfish, let's see where the crawfish is. Where does it say crawfish? Oh, he is on. All right. What did you get on the crawfish? There's something I want to caution you about. The first one, you don't count because you're at 0 right here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you don't have to draw the dots. You're probably not drawing the dots. You probably can see it without the dots. All right, the salamander is on. All right, do you have the salamander? He's on 3. Go over 3. 1, 2. Up 2. What is the first number of an ordered pair? Across. What's the second number? Up. All right. It says, we have to draw a dot on the graph at each ordered pair. Connect the dots in order. Connect the last dot to the first dot and answer the questions. All right, I think you need to do this with a pencil if you have one, because if you need to erase, if you get a dot in the wrong place. All right, it says the first one is 3, 7. So what do? We go over 3 and we go up 7. Remember, you're starting at 0, so the next square up is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so I'm going to do a dot there. All right, I can't really see your work, so you're going to have to be really careful. Number 2 is go over to 5 and go up to 7. Let's put another dot there. Okay. Number 3 is go over to 7 and go up to 5. So on the line where the 5 is and the 7 at the corner, they meet. Does yours look like this so far? All right. Then number 4 says go over to 7, go across to 7, and up to 3. So where the 3 and the 7 intersect, this 3 is right there, and 7 is right there. So where they intersect is where I put my dot. Number 5, it says go over 5 and up 1. All right, so I went over 5 and up 1. Because the bottom is 0, it's not 1. All right, and then the next one is 3, go over 3 and up 1. Over 3 and up 1. All right, and then number 7, go over 1 and up 3. Okay, and then the last one is over 1 and up to 5. All right, now you got to draw from the first dot to the next dot. Draw a line to the next dot, next dot, next dot, next, 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 next. Connect all the dots. What shape did you get? How many sides does it have? What has 8 sides? Octagon. What word would be written on this shape if it were a street sign? You know the word? It's like a stop sign. So it would have stop on it. What color would this sign be? What color are stop signs? Do you know? Do you remember? Red. All right, it says complete the sentences by writing the animal located at the ordered pair. Do you think you can do this by yourself? I'm going to let you do this one by yourself, okay? So I'm going to give you just a few minutes. All right, do you have it done? All right, I'm not going to call these out to you. I wrote them down, but I don't want to call them out to you. I want to check it when I check your work. Now, do you know what kind of graph this is with the little X's? Do you remember what that's called? It's called a line plot, okay? It says 3rd grade class practiced making soccer goals. Each student scored at least 1 goal. Each X represents 1 student. So across the bottom, what does it say? The number of goals scored. So some people scored 1 goal. Some people scored 2 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals, and 5 goals. The X's represent how many students did it. So how many students scored 3? 1 X, 1 student. All right. What does each X represent? 1 student. Write the whole thing down. Okay? How many students are in the 3rd grade class? Do we know? Can we figure it? If each X represents 1 student, then we can count up or how many are in the 3rd grade class. All right, finish answering those questions. I enjoyed doing that coordinate graph with you. I hope you enjoyed that. Coordinate graphs will still keep appearing every year, and they'll get just a little bit harder every year. And eventually you'll be doing algebraic equations and coordinate graphs. And that's pretty fun. I've got my coffee. All right, I hope you have your water and your snacks. I think what we're going to do next is, I guess we're ready for art. Wow, that was pretty fast. All right, let me go cut you off of here, and then I'll be back for art.